We are arriving at the final yama, so I've been kind of working through the yamas over the last couple weeks, and this last one is Aparigraha, which is non-greed, like non-possessiveness, um, non-attachment. And so, um, in direct relationship to our yoga practice, it is to practice for the love of practicing. And on our yoga mats, it's letting go of there needing to be a destination or a goal, but allowing ourselves to really be present in the process, and for that to be, right, the intention is the journey rather than the destination. I think it also is like this letting go of needing to go in a specific direction and allowing, right, the movement across the yoga mat to let us know what we need versus saying I want to be able to do the splits and I'm going to do the splits. It's like, right, how does my body feel in each moment, and what is the process of moving in that direction even if I don't arrive to that place that I think I want to. And so as we move through our practice this morning, we're moving in the direction of a revolved half moon, which is a shape that is complex, but it requires a lot from the body, right? It requires a lot of space and strength and balance all at once. And so, recognizing like in our 60 minutes together, like there will be a moment where maybe we'll explore a revolved half moon, but there are all these moments in the 60 minutes that are not in a revolved half moon, and to really just allow them to be their own individual moments and to enjoy the process within them. But with that, we're going to start in Shavasana, just lying on the back body so we can ground a little bit before we dive into IT band and hamstring opening and all of that. So take a moment just to find a comfortable shape on your back body. And as you settle into the earth, adjust your shoulder blades so they feel nice and grounded on your yoga mat. Take a moment to soften the muscles of your face. Let your hips get nice and heavy. Allow your palms to flip open to the sky. I open to receive. And as you settle into stillness, take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Fill all the way to the top. And when you're ready, open your mouth and release that breath out. And twice more, we'll take a deep, deep inhale. Take a pause at fullness. And then as you're ready, open mouth, exhale, let it go. One more time, deep breath in, stretching your breath to the back of your body. A little pause, and then as you're ready, clear that breath away. Allow your lips to seal. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And keeping your lips sealed, exhale through your nose. And breath in through your nose. And through your nose, exhale. And inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. One more cycle. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take a deep inhale in through your nose. And again, open mouth, exhale, let the breath go. Just using every exhale during your practice today to remind you of this practice of non-attachment, of letting go. I have Aparigraha. And again, embracing the process and the journey and allowing our attachment to the destination to be set aside. And so just starting by moving through your fingers and your toes. Just begin to feel into your body in this moment, this morning. You find some circles through your ankles and your wrists. Just checking in with your joints. You start to find some circles with your elbows. And then eventually use an inhale to invite your hands overhead to your full body stretch. Reach along from your fingers to your toes. And with your exhale, start to bring both your knees into your body. Just draw thighs to chest and take a moment there. Finding a little sway from left to right. Maybe take your gaze side to side to stretch through your neck. And then finding stillness again, interlace both of your hands at your right shin. When you're moving, post on your left leg long across your yoga mat. Flex forward through your left heel as you draw your right thigh a little bit tighter into your body, and then just take a big inhale. On your exhale, supine twist, release your right knee across you. As you soften into your twist, let your right shoulder drop back towards the earth. Maybe look to the right side of the room. And take a slow and steady breath in. And a slower and steadier breath out. And one more like that, slow, steady inhale. Slower and steadier exhale. Then as you roll to your back body again, I'll reach your right leg to the sky to find your hamstring stretch. So as you extend your right leg, hands will interlace behind your right leg to gently bring your leg towards you. And then check in here. If it feels okay to keep your left leg long, perfect. If that feels like a little bit much this early in practice, bend your left knee and place your left foot to the earth instead. And then flex and point through your right ankle, your right toes. We take a circle in each direction. And then with any amount of bend through your right knee, try to let your collarbones spread across your heart so your shoulders are nice and grounded. Flex your right heel to the sky. Keep your right side body nice and long. Your outer right hip is wrapping forward and into the midline. And then you're going to keep your right sitting bone completely rooted to the earth. Just tip your right foot to the left a little bit. Probably won't take much, especially if you keep your right hip completely grounded. So maybe just a few inches across the midline. Continue to extend through your right heel. And notice where tension is crept back in. Can you relax your jaw? You can release your shoulders. And offer your stretch, maybe one more deep inhale. And with your exhale, start to find your figure four. Right ankle will stack on top of your left thigh. Continue to flex your right ankle. Maybe bring that figure four to you. And then take a little sway from left to right. Think about pressing your right shin bone forward and away. And then from here, we're going to take all of those shapes on second side. So start to find your way to wind removing pose. Release your right leg forward across your yoga mat. As you draw your left thigh to you, switch your grip to the front of your left shin. Take a moment to flex your right heel forward, anchor your right heel into the earth, draw your left thigh to your torso, and then send your breath down into your belly. As that breath empties out, release into your supine twist, passing your left knee across you. And then exploring maybe a little bit with the angle of your left thigh bone. You can use your right hand to draw it a little bit closer to your heart. You can send your left thigh bone a little bit further forward. But then once you settle in, gaze maybe tipping to the left side of the room. Take those 2 deep breaths. Maybe drawing some awareness to how this rotation feels. And noticing the difference in rotation this direction versus the opposite. Noticing how it feels through your mid and upper back. And then as you travel back to center, begin to lengthen your left leg up towards the ceiling. Your hands interlace at the back of your leg and just start to bring your left leg towards you. Maybe some softness to your right knee, or maybe a total bend in your right knee, depending on how your left hamstring feels. And then start with a flex and point through your ankle. And take a circle in each direction with your left toes. And as you root your left sitting bone firmly into the earth, begin to flex your left heel away from you. And then tip your left leg just slightly to the right. And maybe this is only like 2 inches of movement. But feeling how as you begin to take your left leg across the midline of your body, the sensations just move more to the outside of your left leg into your outer hip. Press your left heel away as you take one more big breath in. And then figure 4, left ankle on your right thigh. Open your left knee away from your body as you bring that figure 4 maybe close to your chest. Deepening the stretch by drawing your right thigh in as you press left shin and left thigh bone forward. And then maybe a little sway from left to right. Taking a slow inhale in. Soften the space across your forehead as you slowly exhale that breath out. And when you're ready to unwind, we'll start to find our way into tabletop. So take your time to unravel from your figure 4. Maybe take a few rocks along the length of your spine, just massaging the muscles that line your spine first. And then eventually find your way up to your tabletop. And once you have your shoulders stacked over your wrists and your hips stacked above your knees, fingers nice and open across the earth. On your inhale, finding cow pose, release through your belly. Begin to find that big lift through your heart and your tailbone. And as you exhale, slow motion, begin to push the earth away, round through your spine, creating distance between your shoulder blades at the back of your heart. And one more cycle here. We'll inhale to our cow pose. Scoop your heart and tailbone tall. This time stay in cow. As you exhale, continue to lift your heart and tailbone. Just find a little shift forwards and backwards. So you're continuing to pull rib cage and pelvis in opposite directions. Upward energy through heart and tailbone. And just listening for a breath in. On your next exhale, same thing in your cat pose. Press and curl round through your spine, slight tuck of your chin. Then shift forwards and backwards. Let your front ribs draw up into your body to create the opening to the back of your heart. And you'll eventually come back to neutral, back to tabletop. And from here, step back into a high plank just for a moment. So anchor through your hands, step your feet back. So you begin to light up your body by pressing into the ground. Take a nice big breath in. And with your exhale, soften through your knees and push to your downward facing dog. Send your pelvis up and back. Start with a slow paddle, reaching one heel towards the earth. Pause there for an entire breath. And then switch, reach your opposite heel to the earth. And again, pause for an entire breath. And then lift both heels high, bring your feet about hips distance apart, coming to your tippy toes, then inhale. And then you're gonna windshield wiper your toes towards the right as you exhale. Just swish your hips towards the left, toes to the right. As you breathe in, rise up through tippy toes again. And exhale to the second side, toes, swish to the left, heels, windshield wiper towards the right. Pressing up and back the whole time. Inhale, rise high to your tippy toes again. And exhale, take a walk to the top of your yoga mat into your forward fold. And let your knees soften, release, and relax belly towards thighs. As you let your head hang heavy, start by shifting forwards and backwards. So transferring your weight from your heels to your toes, back and forth. And then start to send your hips side to side. Think about twisting your upper body to the right and to the left as your hips go side to side. And then eventually arriving in stillness at center. As you breathe in, begin to lengthen halfway through your torso. So really stretch the crown of your head forward and untuck your tailbone to the ceiling as you lengthen out. With your exhale, forward fold, let it go. Softness in your knees, you're gonna roll up to standing. Back of the heart will lead, head is heavy. Take your time to stack tall through your spine, opening to the back body as you go. At the top, big shoulder shrug, maybe the elbows get involved, big circle to open your heart. And then inhale to circle sweep your hands all the way to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Pausing here as you exhale, find grounding through your heels, tailbone lengthens. Imagine you're holding a block over your head, so there's energy through your arms. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, soften your knees and slowly forward fold back to the earth, Uttanasana. Take an inhale to lift up halfway through the torso. And as you exhale, keep your right foot forward and step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat to find your low lunge. Rising to your fingertips, left knee's gonna come to a hover cow lunge. As you sink your hips forward, draw your chest forward and through. So hips are sinking down and forward, heart is going forward and up. Maybe light up your left glute for a moment, maybe shift a little forwards and backwards. And one more full breath in. As you exhale, lengthen both of your legs to find your hamstring stretch. Feel free to adjust your feet as needed. And for today, let's go to tippy toes with the back foot, so left heel nice and high. And then shift and draw energy down through the sole of your right foot. So press down and forward to the four corners of your right foot. Think halfway lift through your torso. So can you lengthen the sternum forward? Squeeze your inner thighs like you're hugging a block between them. And take one more cycle of breath. And from here, we're going to bend through the right knee. Keep your back knee lifted tall to the ceiling. Left hand to the earth, or you can also put your left hand on your yoga block and twist your right hand to the sky. Heart's going to rotate towards the right side of the room. And re-energize your left thigh bone. So think upward energy through your left thigh. Your quad is engaged. Your left glute is strong. And you're using your left hand as leverage to twist your heart towards the ceiling. And last big breath in here. As you exhale, release from the twist, set the block aside if you are using it. And then step back into your high plank pose. Push the earth away. Your right foot will meet your left. In your strong plank, use an inhale to shift forward towards your tippy toes. And exhale slowly to your belly, trying to maintain the distance between your shoulders and your ears as you lower. Once you arrive to the earth, untucking through your toes, use the strength of your quads to press your toenails down so your kneecaps float. Once you have that strong through your seated core, inhale to your low cobra, lift through your heart. Now as you exhale, think about lengthening the nape of your neck and see if you can reach the crown of your head and your elbows in the opposite directions. So the crown of the head is actively extending forward and your elbows actively reach back and towards the midline of your body. And anchor through your toenails one more time. Take one more big breath in. Then exhale to release. And press to your child's pose slow motion, using your upper body and your core strength. Shift your hips to your heels, feel your spine lengthen out. Just take one breath in. And one exhale. And eventually start to slide through your tabletop and reconnect to your downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and push your hips up and back. And from your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then step or hop to the top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Using your inhale, lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Can you lean a little bit forward, stretch the crown of the head actively to the front of the room, and exhale to release, let it go. With softness in your knees, just like before, slowly roll up to standing. Let your head, your arms hang heavy, creating that space behind your heart as you rise. When you get to the top, big shoulder shrug, opening through your chest. We'll inhale, hands to the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. Like before, as you exhale, ground through your heels, reach up through your fingertips, but allow space between shoulders and ears. Hugging to the midline like you have a block over the crown of your head, take a big breath in. Exhale, soften your knees and hinge forward, forward fold. Breath in to lift up halfway. And as you exhale, right foot steps back into your low lunge. You're starting to find your cow lunge. Begin to sink your right knee towards the earth. Let your hips drop towards the ground and forward. And then draw your chest through your biceps. So really think about like pulling length through your spine. You might shift a little bit forwards and backwards here. Maybe energize your right booty cheek. Maybe you experiment with that midline engagement like we did in our cat stretch on the first side, thinking about hugging a block between your inner thighs to see how that changes the experience in the front of your right hip. And take another breath in. So you exhale, we'll lengthen both legs to find our hamstring stretch. Rise high to your right tippy toes and really send energy down and forward through your left leg. As your right hip hugs forward, left thigh bone draws back, squeeze to the midline. And try to evenly distribute your energy between your 2 feet. So notice if you're like leaning to the left or maybe leaning to the right, can you find evenness at center as you hug to the midline? Extending long through your spine. Take one more full cycle of breath. As you're ready, bend into your front knee for your low lunge. Continue to find upward energy through your back thigh bone. Maybe your right hand finds your yoga block or your fingertips. And then take a big twist. The left hand is going to reach to the sky. Good. Try to keep your right hip lifting. So notice if your right hip bone is starting to twist towards your inner left thigh. Right, that can be okay, but for today, try to keep your hips nice and square and just rinse and rotate from your waistline up. So it's going to be a little bit deeper in your mid and upper back, your thoracic spine. You might not twist as far, yeah, but you're really isolating through the waistline up. And one more inhale, maybe hips drop a little bit lower. And then as you exhale, start to release. Set your block to the side if you're using it. And again, mindfully step to your high plank. So see how intentionally you can push the earth away, pick your left foot up, and then step it back. Once you find your high plank, inhale to shift forward. And exhale, chaturanga. This time maybe lower just halfway. Untuck your toes to up dog or cobra. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, downward facing dog, hips go up and back. Good. In your down dog, take a deep breath through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. Okay, we're gonna start to send right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Using your inhale to reach your right leg tall. Now keeping your right leg long, continue to breathe here. You're going to flex your right foot and square your hip. So right leg won't lift as high, big left hamstring stretch, take a breath in. On exhale, right knee will twist towards your left tricep. Shift underneath yourself. Holding for inhale, push the earth away. Feel your heart pull forward as you stay for exhale. Slow and strong inhale your right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. And on your exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Right, like we did before, cow lunge, this time just for your inhale, left knee sinks towards a hover, sink your hips, open your chest. And exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen through your legs. This time we're going to keep our legs long and we'll incorporate that twist. So option to place your block underneath your left hand. Okay, your block has 3 settings, so just adjusting to what feels good for this side. And then begin to twist your right hand towards the sky. If you prefer having your front knee bent, you can always bend into your front knee. Your right hand can also go to like your low back, your sacrum, kind of your pelvis area to feel the evenness of your hips. Squaring your hips as much as possible. Lengthen your heart forward with an inhale. And keeping that squareness, twist your right shoulder back, twist your heart towards the sky as you exhale. And maybe right hand re-extends. If it was at your low back, take one more breath in. On your exhale, start to release into your low lunge. Bend your right knee, release the twist. Okay, as we set the block aside, we're going to shift into a cross-legged forward fold. So lean into your right foot. Left ankle is going to step behind your right. So left foot behind your right. Now your pinky toes don't need to line up. Right? You can have softness in your knees, but you want to have the 4 corners of both of your feet grounded. And then relax your head towards the earth. Try to let your belly be heavy towards your thighs. So you take one inhale and one exhale. Little softness in the knees. Begin to lean into your right foot just for a moment. Standing splits. Left leg is going to reach to the sky as you take a breath in. On your exhale, bend both your knees to find chair pose, Utkatasana. Left foot meets your right. Let your hips get low. On your inhale, lift your heart in your hands. And on your exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Now, breathe in to find length from crown to tailbone. And using that length, your exhale is going to twist you to the left. So turn your heart to the left. Right elbow is going towards the outside of your left thigh. Now, I personally like to come to Hakini Mudra. So instead of having my palms pressed together, I push my fingertips together, palms separate. So you're creating like a little tent with your hands. Yeah. So you can try that on. And hips stay low. Good. Then from here, we'll come back to centered chair pose. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your hands. On your exhale, shifting energy to left foot, come to right tippy toes. Once you feel steady here, flamingo your right heel up and in. And then slowly root to rise, bring your right leg with you to stand into your one-legged mountain. Strong through your left heel, the four corners of your left foot, figure four, right ankle on your left thigh. Hands can return to your heart as you send your hips back and down. And just like we did when we were on our back body in our figure four, flex your right ankle. Think about pressing your right shin bone down into your left thigh, but then cinch up through your right side waistline to lift your right hip in line with your left. And one more breath in. And one more breath out. I will root to rise, bring your right leg with you to standing on your inhale. One more moment of standing balance. We'll exhale through our airplane pose, using this as a transition. Slowly start to swim back in space. Reach energy out through your fingertips. Activate through the length of your right leg. You stretch your collarbones across your chest, maybe using a shoulder shrug to help open your heart. And then nice and slow, we'll step into our high crescent lunge. Right toes release to the back of your yoga mat. Inhale to lift through your heart and your hands. And here we go. Exhale, hands come down to the earth to frame your left foot. Step back into your high plank, feet about hips distance apart. As you inhale, you're going to bend your knees towards a hover, shifting towards like a crouching tabletop. Push your booty towards your heels. As you exhale, shift forward, right knee to your left tricep, twist underneath yourself. Good, step back through your plank, breath in, bend your knees, crouching tabletop. Push your hips towards your heels. Exhale, second side, left knee towards your right tricep as you shift forward. One more time, step back and shift back, take a breath in. Then exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. So shifting forward to flow. We're making the conscious choice just to go up and back in step. Good. In your downward facing dog, before you move into second side, walk your feet maybe 4 inches closer to your hands. So you're in a short down dog. And then walk your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. You can bend your knees any amount here. Your heels can be lifted, or if it's possible, let your heels ground. Big push of your arms to send your hips up and back. Your right hand's going to twist and catch your left ankle. Bend through your right elbow and pull your heart underneath your left armpit. Release and relax your head. And push away with your left hand, sending your hips back in space. And then draw your heart one more time into that twist underneath left armpit. As you're ready to switch, right hand's gonna reach forward. Then take your left hand to catch your right ankle. Bend through your left elbow and pull your heart gently underneath your right armpit. Release and relax your head, be nodding yes and no to help. And then push the earth away. Good. One more breath here. We'll step into downward facing dog again. Left hand goes forward, adjust your feet. Then inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged. As you breathe out, relax your head, keep your leg long, flex your left foot and square your hip. Okay, holding for an inhale. Left knee towards your right tricep. As you exhale, shift forward and twist. And you keep your shoulders square as you breathe in. Stay here as you breathe out. Three-legged dog. Inhale, send your left leg high. Then exhale to mindfully place your left foot forward. Rising to your fingertips, cow lunge. Right knee will sink towards the earth. As you dip your right knee low, take a breath in. Exhale to your cat lunge, lengthen your legs, adjust your feet as needed. And then right fingertips, or maybe right hand to your block. You want that block directly beneath your shoulder. Finding our twist here. Left hand's going to the sky. Right heel can be high or low here. Again, you can use your left hand at your sacrum to even out your hips first, and then twist from there. Good. Strong through your legs, hugging muscle to bone. Think inhale, lengthen from crown to tailbone. Using your right hand to pull length into your spine, and then exhale, that right hand is leveraged to rotate your heart around. Maybe left hand re-extends to the ceiling. Good, last breath in. On exhale, start to release the twist, bend into your left knee. So you set your block aside, cross-legged forward fold. Right ankle goes behind your left. Again, your right foot can be pretty far back, but softness to the knees is cool. Just make sure your feet are completely grounded. Head is heavy. Upper body is heavy. Take one breath in. As you exhale, begin to lean into your strong left foot. And then inhale your right leg to the sky, standing splits just for a moment, just for a breath. Your breath out bends both your knees to find chair pose with Utkatasana. Step into your seat and inhale to lift through heart and hands. Right away, we'll exhale, hands to heart center. Breath in to find length. On your breath out, prayer twist turning to the right. So as you turn your heart to the right, left elbow is going to hook to your outer right thigh. Maybe find Hakini Mudra again. So fingertips come together, palms separate. That can help stretch your collarbones across your chest, just making more room to be more open through your heart. Hips are low, chest is proud. Check that your left knee is still in line with your right and hasn't snuck forward. So your right shoulder leans back to help facilitate your twist. Use an inhale to then find your way back to center, chair pose with Utkatasana. Our exhale shifts energy to right foot. You're going to come to your left tippy toes. As you light up through your core, your strong right leg, flamingo your left heel up and in. And then root to rise with your left leg, your inhale lifts you. We'll exhale to our figure four, left ankle on right thigh, hands return to gather at heart center. Check that there's energy through your left ankle. You have that flex to your foot. You can also use your hands as a tool here, so hands come to hips to notice if your left hip is dropping. Right, so hips are square, then we open our left knee from there. Good. Focus through your gaze and listening to the flow of your breath. When you're ready, an inhale is going to bring you to standing again. Left leg lifts with you. As you exhale, it's airplane pose, maybe a little softness to your standing leg. A little micro bend through your right knee as you extend backwards. Think about pushing down through your right foot to create upward energy through the rest of your limbs. And gentle drawing together of your shoulder blades to open your chest. And slow and steady high crescent lunge. How controlled can you land your left toes to the earth behind you? Your in-breath will reach your heart and hands up high. And then exhale your hands down to the earth to frame your right foot. And step into your high plank, right foot meets your left. From here, turn your toes to the right, side plank, reach your right hand to the sky. Vashisthasana. Good. Think about squaring your hip bones to the wall that you're facing. So notice if your hips are twisting to the ceiling, can you turn both your hip bones to the wall that you're facing, but keep your right shoulder leaning back to stack over your left. One more breath in as you push the earth away. Exhale through center, high plank. Take an in breath. And your out breath, second side, toes turn to the left, side plank, left hand reaching high, Vashisthasana. Again, notice where your hips are. As you push the earth away, can you square your left hip point forward in line with your right? Right hip draws back. Big push. And then we'll come back to high plank through center. And press back to downward facing dog. The knees to the earth, tabletop. For your breath in, cow pose, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale to your cat pose, press and curl. Breathe into neutral and twist your right hand at the sky. Heart turns open to the right for thread the needle. On your breath out, dive your right arm underneath you. Release the right side of your face, your right shoulder to the earth. Drawing shoulders out of ears, move your hips side to side a little bit. And then once you root through the back of your right arm, if you want to, maybe twist your left hand to the sky. So we're just going to take a little pause here on the ground before we move towards our revolved half moon. And then onto the back body. One more breath in. Your exhale lands your left hand to frame your face again. Push the earth away, twist open to the right with an inhale, right hand reaching high for a moment. And exhale, tabletop. Good. Get strong through your right side. Twisting to the left, left hand lifts as you breathe in. Exhale to dive your left arm underneath your body, thread your needle. Create that separation between shoulders and ears. Hips move a little side to side to find the sweet spot. And as you anchor through the back of your left arm, you reach your right hand to the sky. Now you're pressing the backs of your arms away from the midline to help open you. So your left arm is pressing into the earth as leverage. The back of your right arm is pressing towards the wall behind you. Full inhale in. Exhale, right hand frames your face again. Inhale to twist open, left hand to the sky. And breath out to release to your tabletop when you're complete. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go to downward facing dog again. We'll try on a revolved half moon and then we'll bring it to the earth. Once you arrive in your downward facing dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, right knee, left tricep twist underneath yourself. Finding a fallen triangle, thread your right leg through towards the left side of the room. And start to spin open. Left heel is going to land to the earth. Reach your left hand at the sky. Fallen triangle, one big breath in. As you exhale, left hand lowers back to your yoga mat. Use your inhale, three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg to the ceiling. On your out breath, step your right foot forward between your hands. And then bring your yoga block underneath your left hand. Okay. From here, we're going to reach our yoga block out in front of us, like an arm's reach away. I like the highest setting, but you can always change that as you go. And then make sure that block is about in line with your left shoulder, your left hip. So it's not in line with your right foot, it's like a train track. Shift into your right foot and just find a supported airplane pose first. So as you push the earth away with your right foot, you float your left leg into the air. Maybe right hand finds your right hip first. Think about lengthening from crown to left foot. Maybe flexing through your left heel. And as you flex your left heel, use that as an invitation to draw navel to spine. So it's lengthening through your low back to light up your front body. Take another inhale here. You can always stay. Or as you exhale, hips stay square. Begin to twist your heart towards the right. Think about your right outer hip hugging to the midline of your body. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Try to keep your left hip lifted in line with your right. And then you're just twisting from your waistline up. So it's a really deep twist through your mid-back. Option to reach your right hand tall, only if that feels right for one breath. To release, if your right hand is high, take your time to bring your right hand back to your right hip. Leaving the block behind, slowly step back into your low lunge. Hands come down to the earth to frame your right foot. Lengthen both your legs so your hamstrings stretch just for a moment. And then as you rebend into your front knee, we're going to be shifting into a Gomukhasana from here. So your left knee is going to tuck to the outside of your right foot. You're going to bring your booty to the ground. And then for Gomukhasana, your knees are stacked, so your right knee's on top of your left. If you're like, I don't know what happened in that transition, your seat is grounded, right knee is on top of your left, kind of like your eagle legs, but then your shins are split open to the side. If that's not working for your body, you can take a cross-legged seat with your right shin in front of your left. Good. Either way, feet are flexed, sit up tall, maybe using your hands on your legs to pull your heart high. And then begin to round forward any amount, walking your hands out in front of you. And for today, allow your spine to kind of cat here, rounding through your spine. Super heavy through your head. Tucked in through your chin. 2 deep breaths. After that second breath, you're just going to rise up through a seat, unwind your legs, and find your way back to downward facing dog. However you'd like to step back, it doesn't matter. Once you arrive into your down dog, inhale, lifts your left leg high. Exhale, left knee towards your right tricep. So you thread your left leg through for fallen triangle. You're turning your right toes to the right side of your yoga mat so that your right foot plants to the earth. Reach your right hand high. So similar as a cousin to our side plank, but left leg is threaded out in front of us. Push the earth away as you inhale. On exhale, begin to return your right hand to the earth. Squaring through your plank, 3-legged dog. Lift your left leg high with your breath in. Step your left foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. 8 feet about hips distance to start. Take that block in your right hand and reach it out in front of you. So it's about in line with your right shoulder, your right hip, about 1 arm's reach. You can start to bring your left hand to your left hip. Try not to use momentum as you shift forward into your left foot. And begin to press your left foot to find this supported airplane. So though we have the block, we're pushing into it or really light. It's just there for a little bit of support. Flex to your right foot. Maybe use your left hand on your sacrum to find evenness through your pelvis. To engage through your belly, think inhale for length from crown to right heel. And then as you exhale, begin to twist your heart to the left. So you're just rotating at your waistline. And you hug your outer left hip to the midline and squeeze your inner right thigh towards your left inner thigh. And then maybe you start to rotate a little bit more, keeping your right hip bone lifted. Press away through your right heel to make space for that squareness. If you want to reach your left hand tall, you can. This doesn't generally feel good for my body. I like to keep my left hand on my hip, but you can always reach your left hand high. Okay. Feel your left hip drawing back in space, right hip plugs in. 1 more breath in for length. 1 more breath out for any more depth that's available to you. Then nice and slow, leaving the block behind, step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat. Hands come to the earth, lengthen through both your legs. Let yourself be heavy across your left thigh for a breath. Then bend into your left knee, finding Gomukhasana. Right knee is going towards the outside of your left foot. Bring your hips to the earth. Left knee is stacked on top of your right, and your shins are split wide. If you're opting for your cross-legged seat, it's left shin in front of right. Okay, once both sitting bones are grounded, take an inhale. As you exhale, round forward any amount, hands reaching out in front of you. Gomukhasana, cow face legs, or cross-legged seat. Allowing your spine to round, 2 deep breaths. Once you feel ready to transition, there's no rush, so take your time. When you're ready, you'll rise up. Just unwind your legs. If you have that yoga block, move it to the back of your yoga mat. And then anchoring through your heels at the front of your yoga mat, knees bent, heels grounded. Reach your hands out in front of you, palms flip up to the sky like you're holding a platter. Breathing in, as you exhale, your core is going to slow motion lower you to the ground. So think about using your belly strength to maintain that connection between your heels and the earth as you lower all the way. Whenever you reach the ground, take a full body stretch, big breath in. The knees to chest, exhale. Let your knees fall wide into a modified happy baby. So hands are at the fronts of your knees. Knees fall open. Head, shoulders, and hips nice and happy. And we're going to be moving into a bridge pose, or if you have your yoga block, supported bridge. So keeping your knees bent, place your feet to the earth. As you push through your feet, begin to lift your hips. And if you're using that block, take it on the medium setting, medium or low underneath your sacrum. So your kind of upper pelvis area, lower than your low back. Just allow the block to help hold you. Find 3 cycles of breath in your bridge pose. Maybe reflecting back to your practice. And again, reminding yourself of that moment, of the shape that we are moving in the direction of is a small fraction of the total experience. Okay, circling back to Aparigraha, that reminder of not being attached to the outcome, but practicing for the love of practicing, being present to the process itself. And if you are in a bridge pose, especially if you do not have a yoga block underneath you, begin to slowly descend your hips to the earth. If you have that block, just move it out of the way. Take your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. Slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And when you feel complete in your windshield wipers, just asking yourself if there's anything else that you need. There's a final shape or movement that you'd like to incorporate before you settle into stillness. If so, take the next 3 to 5 breaths to go there first. Otherwise, just start to send your arms and your legs long. Finding your way into Shavasana for the last 2 minutes of our practice. And just we did at the very beginning. Arrange your shoulder blades upon the earth to feel that contact between your shoulder blades and your yoga mat and the openness across your chest. Palms face open to the sky. And as you drop in and down to the ground, if you take another deep breath through your nose, fill your lungs to the top. And then open mouth exhale, just let that breath go. As we set aside all the moments that led to this one, and all the moments that are still yet to come, we get to enjoy the moment that we are presently experiencing more fully and more completely. As you start to feel back into your breath, just noticing the sensations of your natural breath. So no need to add any effort or depth to inhale and exhale. Just notice how it feels when your breath flows organically in and out of your body on its own. Focusing on the subtle sensations, all the details that would normally go unnoticed. And letting that noticing reach through your entire body, from crown to tailbone, fingers to toes. And reaching that noticing into the layers of heart and mind. So feel what's present after moving and breathing, making space and letting go. And as you continue with that noticing, perhaps you bring one or both hands to your heart. Maybe making a gentle commitment to carry Aparigraha with you into the rest of your day, the rest of your week. This practice of non-attachment, non-greed, non-possessiveness. The art of letting go and embracing the process itself. With that in our hearts, we'll seal our practice with one more deep breath in through the nose. And an open mouth exhale, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion, and may our practices serve as our teachers. Thank you so much for being here and taking this time. And namaste.